In the previous videos, we've seen how we can use the basic CRUD operations on an SQLite database to create, read, update, and delete entries. But one thing that we did not do was make sure that we were safe. What do I mean by safe? I'm going to focus on the create just for now, and we're going to fix each one afterwards. We'll run our program, and when we run our program and I select C for create, and I'll enter a name, and we'll call this bar, and we'll enter a score of 3, we see everything works just fine. With my program running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the mygame.db. Now I know this doesn't happen naturally, but we have to think, what if we were doing cloud-based services? What if we were trying to access the internet and we lost internet connection? Or what if there was an error on the server side? So for our case, we're going to simulate that by going to the mygame.db. I'm going to try to delete. Let's just quit our program. Well, before we execute anything here, I'm going to just quit our program. I come back and I want to delete this. There we go. So let's try and create now. Our database has been removed, as you can see. We'll go create, enter a new name of Mary, give Mary a score of 500, and we've hit an exception. Now, you've seen already earlier there was quite a few exceptions in some of the previous examples by us typing in incorrect query names, and we resolved those by fixing the queries. But at this point, this is an instance where we had an error where the database did not exist when we were trying to execute the command. And SQL logic error, no table of high scores exists. What actually happened was when we said the connection, it created a new database for us at this point, but there was no high score table. And that's not what we want. We want to actually be using the database that we created, but in the long overall, what I want to say is that we're assuming that we cannot access a database. The database did not exist, and there was an internal problem. This is an exception. We can handle exceptions, and that's what we were looking to do right now. I want everyone to realize moving forward, you need to protect your database and make sure that you have exceptions, the try-catch around all of your actual database access. So to do this, I'm going to just right now delete the mygame.db. We'll have to enter in the data again, because remember, every time we run our program, it's going to copy the correct database to our bin folder. And to fix what we just did, I'm going to write a try, put my SQL code inside, and we will catch an exception. We'll just output this to the console. And we will append the message. Now, there are a lot of exceptions based off of the SQLite connection itself. You can have a closer look at that if you'd like. But for safety right now, I just want to make sure that all of the instances where I try to do a database access, I have written them with a try-catch. So for our read, what we'd like to do in the read case is we don't need to try-catch after. So we want to try-catch the SQL, the using section. And we don't have to worry about the data row, because by now the data table's been populated. So we're okay there. We can leave this section below here. In the update will encompass everything that we've done here. And for the delete, we'll do the same. Now, if we were to lose a connection to our database mid-update, mid-open, remember this is the internet. and every line takes time to execute. So between the open and close here in our update, we could have lost a connection. We could have lost the internet. The internet could have had the database could have had a problem. Could have been corrupted. And once we went to execute, we could have had a problem. So we will see that there can be issues still in between open and close and when our execution happens. Supplying a try catch will take care of this problem for us, and we can handle everything gracefully. I want to stress this, make sure that you use try catches throughout your program when working with SQL, or marks will be deducted.